Okay, as you can see, I have just put a single crochet in one loop all the way around, and I still have 2 more loops to go into. So we're going to go into the first one, and I'm going to do the second one. And this is where it matters. This is the problem. Everything's straight. I need to flip that over so that instead of going into the top of the single crochet, I want to go down into the bottom of that stitch of the chain. You know, I want to go into the chain itself. And what that does is it means that I'm not done with my first row. In other words, I'm going to be going around the circle twice for each row. So it's really important that you just work your single crochet and your chain in the round just as normal. Doesn't matter how you connect it, but you have to set that twist. You have to make sure that everything's straight and that there is only one twist, and that's the twist that you put in by popping those single crochets down when you're around at the end. If there's multiple twists, it will not be an infinity scarf, it will not be a mobius. If there's no twist, it's just going to be a straight cowl. So if you want anything at the bottom, you're just going to have to work whatever stitches on one side of the garment and then go back down, bind off, weave in your ends, and come back to the other end. Back to your original chain and work. In this particular method, it does have a twist, which I think adds some really cool definition to your project, but it also allows you to change your pattern all you want. Say you wanted to do a one stitch pattern every row. You could, because it would be a mirror. And it literally would look like the pattern was designed that way. It would never be awkward as long as you completed the row with that stitch pattern. Okay, it might be a little awkward if you combine some stitch patterns that definitely were never meant to be combined. But it's really not difficult. It's incredibly easy. The hard part of any mobius, the hard part of any infinity or mobius, scarf, cowl, any pattern, is that setting the twist. If you can set the twist, then you can finish the rest of the pattern. That is the hardest part that people seem to get caught up on. I'm almost to the end of the actual first row. I'm almost back to where I set the twist. And if you can see, there's a twist. See that twist in the yarn? If I push it up, it doesn't look twisted, but then the twist is back here. If I bring it back down where there's no twist in the back, there's a twist here. That's what determines a mobius. So we're going to put the twist in the back so that we can see what we're doing. Get that yarn where we started out of the way. Keep doing our single crochets across the rest of this work. 1, 2. Here we go back in to our original. And we have one more stitch, which is a really awkward stitch, but we do. And now we can come back into our original where we started, and if it'll come through, do a slip stitch to join, and there we have finished the first row. I want to just show you how it looks doing, actually you can see it now, but this is obviously variegated so you can't tell, but if you'll notice, the single crochet is at the top, and there's the top of a single crochet. Also, if you notice, let me pull the yarn. If I walk it, let's put a stitch marker here. If I can find anything as a stitch marker. Here we go. We're just going to use this lovely yarn as my little stitch markers so that I can show you what it's doing. Oh, come on. And yes, I use these as stitch markers all the time. Just a strand of yarn thrown in. And if you want, you can, knot it up. If you want, you can crochet a loop, You're in here, instead of pulling both through, you only pull one through. Or after you've got them pulled through, you can pull through again and pull through, pull your loop, your yarn through the loop. Stitch marker added. Let's go ahead and follow the stitch marker. We come around. Notice that twist, get it out of the way. Here's our stitches. Here's our stitches. Here's our stitches. Here's our stitches. Whoa! Look at there. There's our stitch marker. It's at the bottom. So always take 2 trips around as long as you set your twist. Thank you, and email me if you have questions.